Hello everyone, my name is Sergeant Roker. I am a Minecraft Xbox 360 Edition builder, and I am currently showing you guys a big project that me and my friend Antonio have been working on. First of all, I want to say I apologize for the video quality because I know it sucks. I'm using my cell phone, trying to record my TV. I will try to get better equipment to record. But for now, I just want to show you guys these three models that we built, or I built actually, in the beginning of this world. This model right here, for those of you who have pretty much know a lot about ships in general, this is the Titanic. And my goal personally, ever since the 360 edition came out, was to build and replicate the Titanic in Minecraft, but in the smallest version possible, so there would not be any spacing issues due to the 360 edition's limited space capacity. Sorry. As you can see, there are three models, and originally I did just want to build the Titanic, but eventually, I grew interest into the Britannic and the Olympic. And then, as I was building the Titanic full scale, I realized that this is not a project that I can undertake on my own means. And what I'm trying to say by that is, this isn't something I could build by myself and make it look good. So I spent a decent amount of time online looking for a map which I could replicate and possibly improve, and the best map I found was that of deadkoalas' Minecraft Titanic for the PC. His ship is absolutely perfect for the project. Unfortunately though, it also has its share of flaws. It was missing a double bottom, the turbines weren't exactly correct, and a lot of the flooring was incorrect as well. But the frame was perfect. So we decided to take the frame and put it into this world. And also, as we did that, we actually aimed to create this Titanic fully accurate with her two sisters, Olympic and Britannic. Now, for a lot of you guys who are thinking, I'm a noob, this isn't necessarily gonna look all that okay. I just want to fly over here to give you guys genuine proof that bada bing, bada boom, the HMT Olympic in the flesh. This ship was commissioned in 1911 by White Star Line. It was the first of the class, and right away, if you do have deadkoalas' Titanic, you will notice that this hatch cover is different. And believe it or not, this is the accurate way it's supposed to be on the ship. And we're trying to fix everything that he did wrong. And if you guys see over there, that's the Titanic, the ship's frame we used to build the Olympic. All three of these ships will have full-on interiors, completely historically accurate to their times. The HMT Olympic will represent its 1918 World War I camo. That's why it's so colorful and neat. This is the bridge. The ship is still under heavy construction. It necessarily doesn't have any interior yet. The Titanic does have some limited interior, but that's only in the tank top. This project is scheduled to be finished by 2014. For a lot of you Titanic fans or perfectionists, let me quickly get some lighting over here. For you Titanic perfectionists, this ship will also have hang on, I understand that not my skin pack, but yeah, alright, as you can see, the gamma was set to lowest, so that way, obviously, there wouldn't be that much stuff in the way. Okay, it's starting to... I'm sorry. But at least now you can see the ship better. The Olympic A deck promenade was left open because in actual life it was always open, unlike the other two ships. The Titanic's A deck promenade was partially enclosed during her refit, and the Britannic's promenade was also enclosed but extended slightly. And as you can see, the ship's actually very plain because we're still in the process of replicating it. The world's not rendering entirely. But the majority of the frame is already done. The only thing that we haven't gotten to, me and my friend Antonio, who has been helping me greatly on this project, we haven't managed to do the stern yet, or the keel area. So let me just go over to the Titanic, which I know a lot of you might really want to see. And here we are. Better lighting. A lot of the stuff's pretty set. The hatch cover. And another thing that Dead Koalas didn't necessarily do accurately was he never added a skylight. And we had the honor of putting that in. This map is actually going to be set to correct all the mistakes that he did because he does not have the time to correct them himself. Now, like I said earlier, this is the smallest possible version of the Minecraft Titanic that you can build where it will be accurate. But there will be some spacing issues and flaws. Like I said, we did do some limited interior already. So if you have Dead Koala's actual PC Minecraft edition, this is exactly what the interior would look like for the most part. Now let me just... Also, due to the main issue of loading, we are going to not put any signs around the ship because that would cause the world to take too long to render for other users. This world will become available for download eventually, just not anytime soon due to the sheer amount of work we still need to do. Now, right away, another interesting feat that we've managed to correct for Dead Koalas is that this ship has a tank. In Dead Koalas' ship, they did not have tanks. These compartments are experimental. This is obviously not finalized. We will try to find a way to get pistons to actually slide down the door, which would be more accurate. And this is pretty much as far as we're comfortable with getting in the Titanic. There are no boilers, coal bunkers, don't really necessarily have any coal in them at the moment. And this is the engine. You'll notice right away that it is basically Dead Koala's older version of his engines, but we decided to make them more accurate. This is the actual color that this structure would be, and for those of you who have watched the Titanic movie, the engines that were used in the film were not at all the Titanic's, but I believe they were the SS Jeremiah, so there are going to be some great differences in the coloring and the actual mechanisms. And the reason why the floor is split open was because as Dead Koalas was making his ship, he didn't take into account that the flooring in here was raised. And the reason for this is because if there was any damage ever taken into the engine rooms, the water would simply just wash down the boiler rooms, giving the engines more time to operate. The reason why the other engine is missing is because we still need to figure out where the refrigerated cargo engine goes. Now right away, as I enter in here, you're going to notice a massive difference in the turbine room. And this difference is actually, this is the correct way the turbine is supposed to look. A lot bigger, a lot more mechanical looking. The pistons will work for the engines, but we currently do not have any plans to get the turbine engine to operate. Also, another thing that we've corrected for him is this is the right way that electric engines are supposed to look. You could just flip the lever and it'll activate a domino or whatever it's actually called. Since the 360 edition isn't all that far advanced in terms of the actual stuff you can place due to time constraints and update issues. Eventually, as we're building the ships, we will be utilizing more materials like Dead Koalas did as he was building his Titanic. Now, let me just get out of here. The ships are, for the most part, completely accurate to Dead Koala's design. We obviously had to modify some stuff for spacing issues and for looks, such as the completely straight bow and the double bottom. If you were to go onto his ship, this area I'm touching right now is as far bottom as you would see. This area here is the added double bottom, and if you want to see it cut open, I'm actually still working on it with the Olympic. But this is a true, genuine double bottom, which the ships will feature. All three. As you can see, it has one block of space, which would be accurate. And let me just briefly show you the pomades and their differences. See how that one's completely open and this one's, well, partially enclosed. The Britannic, the Britannic's going to be somewhat of a guinea pig. The Britannic was heavily modified after the tragic loss of the Titanic. Her bulkheads were increased, and she was given a double skin. And to compensate for this double skin, we're actually double plating the whole entire hull with 2 blocks instead of just 1. So the whole hull will basically have 2 blocks of wool instead of 1 to give it that double plated effect, which will make the ship seem a lot larger than it actually is. Now, as you can see, there are major differences on the Britannic, and we are trying our best to try to find more accurate records of how the ship was modified and how it looks. But if you were on the Britannic, this is what you would see. They modified the space up here so that way third-class passengers would be more accessible to go down to lower decks. And as you can see, still major work in progress. The ship doesn't even have a hull yet because we're still blasting out the dry dock. I will be getting to more in-depth videos, like tours, most likely, to further show off all the features of this map and to show you all you guys what an amazing thing it is. And the thing is, we're not just going to stop at these 3 ships. We're going to attempt to utilize the whole world for White Star purposes and to give it that kind of 19 or somewhat mid-20s look, so that way it fits the era and it feels right in terms of everything that the ships have. Also, as a bonus, and this is not yet official or confirmed as far as I'm concerned, we are going to attempt to make the Greyhounds of the Atlantic. And what I say by that is we are going to try to make Cunard Line's Lusitania and Mauretania full scale with completely accurate interiors, and we're still debating on how we should exactly put them in. Antonio has already built them in his world, but we're still debating what colors we should make them because the Mauretania was changed multiple times during her World War I service and the rest of her career, and Lusitania was sadly sunk in 1950. That's pretty much this whole tour. Yeah, I apologize. This is actually the first video I've ever uploaded to YouTube completely. But anyway, please leave a comment and subscribe if you want to see more of this. And if you do have an Xbox 360 edition, I will be uploading this to the computer as soon as we're done with the world and everything spectacular about it, so you could all enjoy it. And like I said, if you guys want to see something in particular or any differences in the ships, let me know right away, and I will get to you guys as soon as I can. Thanks, please subscribe, like, do whatever. It's just you being you, I suppose. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you all have a great day.